The World Series champion Boston Red Sox are looking to become the first team to successfully defend their title in almost 2 decades.
And there's a new highest paid athlete in baseball. We'll tell you how Bryce Harper is impacting the Phillies.
All that and more as we take you inside the Grapefruit League.
Welcome to WEBN special presentation Inside the Grapefruit League 2019. I'm Max DeLuca.
And I'm Angel Salcido. The road to spring training began in early February with Red Sox Truck Day.
WEBN's Lauren Granada spoke with truck driver Al Hartz.
I'm not going to get very far today.
This isn't just any old road trip.
I guess our salesman called in the Red Sox at the right time when they were looking for a new company.
And this isn't just any old truck driver. Al Hartz is the man behind the wheel. He's been hauling the Red Sox equipment to Fort Myers for 22 years.
For the most part, we try and stay out of their way.
Hartz has been a Red Sox fan ever since he was a little boy.
I've been following them a long time, so I enjoy doing this. This is a lot of fun.
But he says he's just doing his job.
The return trip, I'm down there for about 3 days loading up. We load up 2 trailers. And the players will all bring their stuff over to the truck and say hi, but for the most part, we try and stay out of their way.
Erin Cox is the Red Sox executive assistant of the baseball operations. She had quite a few things for Hartz to put in his truck.
All of my clothes, personal items, my son's personal items, office equipment, files, things like that.
And she's no rookie either.
As soon as they get to Fort Myers, they start unloading, and that actually starts the evening of the 6th, and by the morning of the 7th, we'll be all unloaded and ready to go.
From Fenway on Truck Day, Lauren Granada, WEBN News.
Speaking of the world champs, the Boston Red Sox are back in Fort Myers aiming to do it again.
Let's take a closer look at the Sox and their approach as they try for back-to-back World Series wins.
They say hard work pays off. Well, for the Boston Red Sox, hard work brings championships.
You know, this is what we come to spring training every single day to train for, and grind through the season is for those moments to win the World Series.
I mean, watching that team that we had, watching how much fun we had as a team, our team camaraderie, everything. I mean, it was just the way it was meant to be.
The Sox are looking to become back-to-back champions following a season where it seemed they were destined for the World Series.
No, we had a good year last year, and it was fun, and we kind of never cooled down the entire year, so it was a good year overall.
Our ownership, they do an outstanding job bringing players to the equation that they can perform at this level. So I'm not going to say I was surprised that happened.
In the midst of a grueling MLB season, consistency is what defines the Red Sox.
It's such a long year, a lot of things are going to happen, so just taking it a day at a time and focusing on each game.
The exhibition games could help manager Alex Cora shore up his bullpen assignments.
We just got to go through our progression here in spring training. Somebody's going to step up. We got to make decisions of how we're going to handle that last third of the game during the regular season, and we have a pretty good idea how we're going to do it. It's a matter of us staying healthy, and if we do that, we're going to maximize their ability, and they're going to get us outs.
The journey to the World Series is a long one, but the Sox have come to Florida ready to do damage again.
The defending champs will look a little different this year, especially in the bullpen.
The biggest name missing is closer Craig Kimbrell, but the relievers who remain are ready to step up.
No more Craig Kimbrell or Joe Kelly. The Boston Red Sox bullpen was the biggest issue on last year's championship team. Questions remain as they still have to figure out how to best replace the 2 flamethrowers. Manager Alex Cora says he has a plan.
Somebody's going to step up. We got to make decisions of how we're going to handle that last third of the game during the regular season, and we have a pretty good idea how we're going to do it. It's a matter of us staying healthy and keep, identifying talent that can help us out.
Center fielder Jackie Bradley Jr. says he has confidence in this year's bullpen staff.
I think there's going to be a lot of guys who step up. We're going to need them to, and they're going to perform at a high level, just like we know they're capable of doing, and I'm excited.
Blake Swihart catches for the guys in the bullpen, and even he doesn't seem worried about the challenges this year's team will face. He says he also has faith in the Red Sox farm system.
You know, I think we have a bullpen that's full of big arms, and you know, I think we'll just reload where we're missing. And you know, we got a great minor league system and guys coming up, so yeah, I think there's a lot of guys fighting for a spot in camp.
However, this fan is worried that the relief team may not be strong enough.
I'm just concerned again about the bullpen. You got Mad Bonds, Workman, you know, Brazier. You know, you got a few other guys in there, but there's no shutdown closer that we know of yet. Maybe somebody will prove themselves. Hopefully they do.
The hot stove season was cold as ice until players started reporting for spring training.
That's when Manny Machado and Bryce Harper signed two of the biggest contracts in baseball history.
However, as spring training continued, many All-Stars were still available.
WEBN's Brian Danoff has the players' perspective on the slow offseason and what it might mean for MLB going forward.
Baseball is back, but a ton of all-star players remain unsigned. And Detroit Tigers infielder Josh Harrison tells us there's something strange going on.
It's weird, but you know, I know those guys are professionals, man. They stand ready just like I was.
They are ready, and that's the problem. Opening day is right around the corner, but more than 100 free agents are still looking for contracts. Harrison was one of the lucky ones, and even he had a difficult offseason before signing with Detroit.
Can't really explain it, man. It's one of those things where just waiting for an opportunity, man. Didn't anticipate it taking that long.
Bryce Harper and Manny Machado signing record-setting contracts at the start of spring training were encouraging signs. But current unemployed major leaguers include 2015 Cy Young Award winner Dallas Keuchel and 7-time All-Star Craig Kimbrell.
That's a tough one, you know. I mean, you obviously, like as a fan of the game, you want the best players on the field. So, you know, as a player, you're kind of hoping that, you know, they can come to terms and get the best players on the field and make sure that they're in the game.
Tensions are rising between team owners and the Players Association. As teams spend less money, players are worried about their financial stability. On the other hand, an increasing number of owners believe signing marquee free agents is just one of many methods to building a winning team. Some of these players will find jobs, but that isn't stopping talk of a potential strike after the current CBA expires in 2021. For WEBN Sports, I'm Brian Danoff.
Still ahead, there are some new skippers this season. Find out how managers and players get to know each other.
And some interesting rule changes are under consideration. The question is, how much will they impact baseball as we know it? Stay tuned. A walk-up song is a vital part of a baseball player's routine, and some of them have very specific choices on what they like to hear on their way to the plate.
I'd probably choose a Kid Ink song if I had to. I mean, I like Kid Ink. I had him a lot. I used him 2 or 3 times in college and then once in pro ball too, so he's probably my go-to.
It's just Studio by Schoolboy Q. I like that one a lot, so maybe that one, I guess. Maybe I use what my dad used. Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer. Maybe I just go with that.
Welcome back. This is WEBN's special presentation inside the Grapefruit League 2019. I'm Angel Salcido.
And I'm Max DeLuca. The Baltimore Orioles and Toronto Blue Jays both have a new manager, and they're both rookies to the job.
WEBN's Justin Pham explains how a first-time manager gets to know his team and how a team gets to know its manager.
The relationship between a manager and his team is one that is built over time. For the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles, that time starts here in spring training. After a season when Baltimore lost the most games in franchise history, Brandon Hyde takes over as manager.
I think we have a really good group of guys that want to get better, and that was what I was hoping, but that's happened.
The Orioles hired Hyde after he spent 5 years with the Chicago Cubs coaching staff. Although he has no experience as a major league manager, Hyde has already made strides with his players.
Well, I think, you know, to create relationships, you got to invest time. So I think we've invested a lot of time in our players so far. I feel like our coaches have done a great job in being available and being positive.
As for his expectations for the team, Hyde has his sights set towards the future.
Yeah, because we're still in the development standpoint. You know, we're in the development age right now with our team, and so I think that we're going to do what's best for not only our club but for the individual.
The Toronto Blue Jays hired Charlie Montoyo as their new manager. he's already receiving praise from his players.
Absolutely, yeah. He's just a baseball genius. So it's been a lot of fun just learning from him and listening to him. That's what I just try to do, and just try to pick his ears as much as possible.
The Toronto Blue Jays opened their season against the Detroit Tigers on March 28th, while the Baltimore Orioles opened their season against the New York Yankees. For WEBN Sports, I'm Justin Pham.
For the last 45 years, the American League and National League have played under two different sets of rules.
But that could change if the universal designated hitter becomes a reality.
WEBN's Max Cohen takes the temperature on this proposed change.
Players from both the AL and NL gave us their opinion on the rule change, and they say they're not too concerned about its impact on the game.
For me, baseball is baseball, man. I'm out there, I'm trying to help my team any way possible. I don't really worry about rule changes, and until something's implemented, then I'll make an adjustment, but I'm not going to try to make an adjustment off of what ifs, you know.
Pittsburgh Pirates non-roster invitee Patrick Kivilan says he feels the same way.
I mean, me personally, I just kind of go with the flow. I don't really care either way. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, we'll kind of just keep playing the way we've been playing. So.
First baseman Will Craig doesn't see the proposed universal DH changing the game, but he says he does see the benefit for certain players.
It helps guys, you know, maybe National League guy who's not very good defensively, but he can swing the stick. He's not only limited to 15 teams or whatever, so he's got a whole 30-team repertoire. So.
Nobody knows exactly when the rule change will be implemented, but many believe it'll be worked into the new collective bargaining agreement in 2021. For WEBN Sports, I'm Max Cohen.
Since the turn of the century, one of the hottest topics in baseball has been pace of play.
A pitch clock is among the new rules under debate, so the league is testing the waters on the idea this spring training.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred is taking major steps to speed up the pace of play, and one of those big changes is the pitch clock. Major League veterans aren't used to the change, but minor league players say they're used to being on the clock.
I used that, I think, in the Arizona Fall League when I was there. So I didn't notice any difference. I don't think it will have too much of an impact on the game. So I could care less either way.
Minor leaguers like Brandon Dixon have played with a pitch clock since 2015, but for fans who follow MLB, it's a rule they're seeing for the first time this spring training.
Well, we saw a pitch clock in Sarasota yesterday. I guess my question is, are they really going to enforce it?
The pitch clock, I'm not sure if I like it, but I think as the younger people now, to get them more interested in the game, I think it'll help them the game along faster, and it'll bring more younger audience to the game.
From what we've seen this spring training, players are adapting and adhering to the pitch clock, but there isn't a penalty for going over the allotted 20 seconds yet. For WEBN Sports, I'm Max Cohen.
Coming up, we take a look at the Houston Astros. How do they plan to get back to their World Series winning ways?
Plus, not all players in big league camp are big leaguers. Learn how some prospects are experiencing spring training after the break. Spring is one of the best times of the year for baseball fans around the world. We spoke to a few about what spring training means to them.
It's the beginning of spring, the beginning of summer. It's just you walk out, you see the green. It's just fantastic.
Man, it's just a good time to catch everybody when they're relaxed, and of course, we're excited to see Bryce Harper.
You're able to get very close to the players, the sunshine, people coming down here on vacation, everybody's in a great mood. It's a fun day at the park. It's a great family day also.
It's a good way to start. You can get your break in debate. As a baseball fan, it gives you a chance to get into the season. But unfortunately, as long as I've been coming down here, the ticket prices have shot up.
Yeah, that's how you felt?
Yeah.
Welcome back to WEBN's special presentation inside the Grapefruit League 2019. I'm Angel Salcido.
And I'm Max DeLuca. 2 years ago, the Houston Astros won the World Series.
After coming up just short last year in the ALCS, the Astros are looking to rebound and make another championship run.
The Houston Astros are seeking redemption. The last season, they came up just short of getting back to the World Series. Outfielder Miles Strauss says he is confident in this season's squad.
I think we got a good chance every year with the players we got. Just play good baseball, and I think we'll be there at the end.
Injuries affected last season's Astros. It hurt their chances against American League rivals like the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees. Catcher Max Stassi says staying healthy is the key to success.
As long as our guys stay healthy, I think at the end of the day, good things are going to happen. But,
you know, we're always up for the good competition. You know, they got great ball clubs, we know that, and we're up for any challenge.
A large part of the team's success has to do with the talent and leadership in the clubhouse. Stassi says the team's energy is great right now.
Clubhouse has been phenomenal. You know, we got the great leadership. You know, Verlander, Altuve. This guy's setting the tone. You know, it's been a really good spring.
They just need to play their game. You know, these guys are outstanding. You know, they're amazing. So they just play their game. You know, I wouldn't put anything past those guys.
The American League postseason picture is already coming into focus, but there's less clarity in the National League.
4 of the 5 teams in the NL East have legitimate hopes of playing in October.
WEBN's Justin Pham takes us into the competitive division.
Last year's division champions Atlanta Braves have a tough road ahead of them if they want to make it back to the playoffs, as the NL East is looking to be one of the toughest divisions this year.
It just means we got to work a little bit harder, make sure we're taking care of the little things, and you know, you just got to have quality at bats against these kind of guys.
It makes us come to the yard every day, and I mean, get our work in. I mean, obviously we see what's going on everywhere else, but we're confident with who we have here and who we got in this clubhouse, and I think we can put everything together and have a great year.
As for the Washington Nationals, they're looking to bounce back after losing outfielder Bryce Harper in the offseason.
You know, Bryce getting that, I was happy for him, and you know, he's a great player. He's going to go out and do what he does, but you know, at the end of the day, we're going to compete with the guys that we have, and I think it should be a good year for us.
Harper signed a record 13-year, $330 million deal with the Philadelphia Phillies within the same division. Phillies fans are anticipating a return to the playoffs this year with the addition of Harper.
I'm really looking forward to not only see what he can do, but the team as well, because they were only 3 games back from the postseason last season. So I think the addition of Bryce could very well get them up there.
This year, I'm high expectations, much higher than last year. Looking perhaps a 90 to 95 win season. Bringing guys from Muto in definitely pumps up. I mean, the front of our lineup is going to be tremendous.
The Atlanta Braves opened their season in Philadelphia on March 28th in Bryce Harper's first game as a Philly. For WEBN Sports, I'm Justin Pham.
Spring training is also the time for prospects to prove themselves and be picked up by a major league team.
Their days and nights are filled with trying to work their way up and bridge the gap between minor and Major League Baseball.
Each year during spring training, many players vying for a roster spot get to live day to day alongside some of the greatest players in the world. Boston Red Sox prospect Sam Travis says he values the experience.
Around a lot of these guys, especially JD, PD, you know, Mookie, guys, established guys, you know, you take in and learn a lot from them, ask questions. You know, they're some of the best in the game, and you just come in every day, take in information and trying to improve your own game. And it's been a lot of fun.
Spring training blurs the line between major and minor league baseball, but Red Sox prospect Michael Chavis says there are some distinctions that remain.
The atmosphere in the dugout's pretty different as well as in the clubhouse. I mean, it's professional in the minor leagues, but it's different when you get up here up top.
You're playing against the best of the best every single day, you know, no matter where you go. And you know, we're all here for a reason. We're good ball players, and you know, the speed of the game's a little bit quicker. It's a little bit cleaner, and it's a little bit more fun. So.
The differences are undeniable, but Travis says baseball is still baseball, and you have to think of it as the same game.
I mean, obviously it's not, you know, it's a different game, but, you know, you still got to have fun with it, go out there, play your game, and, you know, try and perform for the team.
When we return, hear from some of baseball's biggest fans and how they make sure to catch an early glimpse of their favorite teams every spring.
And one of baseball's biggest rivalries is heading overseas. That story coming up.
Baseball movies define the childhood of ball players around the world, and choosing their favorite is a bit more difficult than you'd think.
Favorite baseball movie is probably The Rookie.
The Benchwarmers, that's one. Yep.
Yeah, and why?
It's just funny. It's a good, you know, I joke around with some of the guys, say they swing like some of those guys, so.
You gotta go Sandlot, man. Sandlot.
Why?
Killing me, Smalls. That's how it is, man.
I'm actually a big fan of Benchwarmers. It's not a classic. I know it's probably one of the cheaper movies that have been done, but I think it does it for me. I think it's funny. The whole idea behind it's funny. It came out when I was a kid, so that one gets me laughing a lot. It's just kind of like a childhood thing for me.
The Sandlot. I was a big fan of The Great Bambino.
I'll have to go Bull Durham. I don't know. It's a funny one. It's classic. Kind of paves the way through the minor leagues a little bit. So that's one of my favorites.
Major League 1. It's the original. So I mean that's
it's one of those movies that you can always watch no matter what time of day, and it definitely brings back memories.
Welcome back. The driving force behind the Grapefruit League is the fans.
They come from all over the continent to enjoy the start of another baseball season.
Warm weather, big smiles, and a classic national pastime. Spring training is an excuse to escape the cold and get a jump on baseball season.
Every day is a great day, you know, you wake up, you go to a different stadium, you enjoy all the food they have, you meet new people.
The excitement of spring training is palpable for many fans in Florida.
It's just a great way to get you hyped for the season and get you all juiced up for baseball opening day is coming anytime now. So
the exhibition games also give fans the opportunity to get a glimpse of Major League Baseball's future.
You might see the next big star. You honestly never know. One swing of the bat or a couple good innings could make or break someone.
Social media is now an integral part of the lives of many professional athletes.
WEBN's Brian Danoff shares how MLB players are using many platforms to grow their following.
Social media has become a huge part of professional sports, but in Major League Baseball, players are weary of how and when they use it.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing and a curse. You know, there's a lot of negative stuff on social media, but at the same time, you can really impact lives and be out there and build your brand and everything like that. So I think if you use it in the right way, it's a huge deal.
Bo Bichette isn't alone in weighing the pros and cons of social media. He says the platform allows players to interact with their fans, but it can also do them more harm than good.
I think you get in trouble for some of the things you post. That's why I really don't post very much, and when I do, it's about my dog and my family, so that's about it.
Stars of other professional sports leagues are far less restrained on social media. Trash talking on Twitter is commonplace in the NBA and NFL, as is live streaming post-game locker room celebrations. Boston Red Sox left fielder Andrew Benintendi says he doesn't use social platforms frequently.
I use Instagram and Twitter. I really don't use them that much, but I think that, how does it affect athletes?
Yeah.
I think it's not, you can see the fans and the players can interact, and I personally don't really do that because I'm never on there.
Social media's influence on Major League Baseball will continue to grow as Houston Astros third baseman Alex Bregman has over 80,000 YouTube subscribers. For WEBN Sports, I'm Brian Danoff.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, fish and chips? This season, MLB is going to London.
And it's taking its biggest rivalry with them. Justin Pham spells out how the Red Sox and Yankees will be bringing their feud overseas.
The New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox will make a trip across the pond for the first time in history.
It's amazing. Be able to expand the game abroad, internationally, I think it can only be good for baseball.
The Sox and Yankees will be playing at London Stadium, which hosted Olympic events in 2012.
That'll be a first for me, so it'll be a cool experience, and it's a quick trip over there, and I don't know how long the flight is, but I guess it'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be very exciting. It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm thankful to be a part of it.
The Red Sox and Yankees met a total of 19 times last year in the regular season, with the Red Sox taking 10 of the 19 games.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be fun. I've never been to London, so it's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna be a good series out there.
This will be the first time the rivals face each other outside of New York City or Boston. The Red Sox will act as the home team for the series, and Sox fans are excited to cheer on the team outside of Fenway.
I think the difference is you certainly have a different mix of fans, but they're all passionate. I don't care if you're going to Fenway and watching the Red Sox or they're going to spring training. Everybody's passionate about the Red Sox.
The Red Sox and Yankees face off in London on June 29th and June 30th. For WEBN Sports, I'm Justin Pham.
Well, we're looking forward to that matchup in London. Thank you so much for tuning in to WEBN's special presentation Inside the Grapefruit League 2019.
For more of our Major League Baseball coverage, check out WEBN.TV and follow us on Twitter at WEBN Sports. I'm Max DeLuca.
For our entire team, I'm Angel Salcido. We leave you with the sights and sounds of the Grapefruit League. So long from Florida.
it.